Hey everybody, this is Dr. Joe Borio with this week's Health Kick. And today we have certainly an interesting topic, certainly something much more serious. And what we're going to talk about today is cancer. I've talked about it in other health kicks before. Today I wanted to talk a little bit more about the types of cancer, or type of cancer that affects women, and that would be the breast cancer. Cervical cancer, certainly ovarian cancer, colon cancer, lung cancer. I mean, they're all different types of cancer. I think a mistake that we make as a society is that we look at like breast cancer as something different than ovarian cancer or uterine cancer or lung cancer, pancreatic cancer, and so forth. We look at it different in that it's affecting a different organ. We look at the cancer. Okay, we look at the cancer as the entity, the sickness, the problem. And if you read the research, and then you read the greatest minds when it comes to true health, they will tell you that the disease itself is not the sickness, that you are already sick, and that's why you got the disease. Okay, so the cancer is not the problem. It may be your problem now, if you will, right? And I understand that logic. Hey, I've got breast cancer, that's my problem now. I get that. But why did you develop it? Because you were sick, and that's why you got sick. Okay, your body was already weak, and diseased, and sick, and that's why you developed the illness or sickness in the first place. Okay, why? Why do I know this definitively? Because your body makes anywhere every day from 1,000, okay, Journal of Oncology, from 1,000 to 10,000 cancer cells every day. So I'm making cancer cells every day. So in essence, we all have cancer. Like we're all walking around with chickenpox if we have it. I mean, that virus lives in us all the time. We're all walking around with different types of bugs and bacteria that as long as the immune system in the body is strong, we don't develop that type of problem. We don't develop that type of cancer. But as soon as the body gets sick over a period of time, the body will start to develop the cancer, start to develop the tumor. You'll start to grow. All of a sudden it goes beyond what the body naturally can resolve. And it's important to understand that, because the best way to battle cancer, the best way to battle different forms of disease and sickness in the body, the best way is to what? Get back to making the body healthy. Sometimes you hear, and they're not common, but you hear about these miracle cures, these instantaneous, unexplainable cures. What's happened in those people? Medicine wants to tap in the exact mechanism, and I'm not saying that's a bad effort, a waste of time to search into that, but I don't think you'll ever find the one thing. There isn't a one thing. It's the body's ability to heal itself. And it got on fire. It turned on. It was dormant, and all of a sudden, bam! Turned on. Hey, I can take this out. Just like we don't think of it as a medical miracle when we get invaded with a bacteria or virus. We come down with strep throat or a viral infection, or and certain infections are what? Drugs are meaningless to them. Most viruses, there's the common cold, for example. I mean, the common cold can kill you. I mean, people don't realize that a common cold could kill you. Rarely, but it could kill you, right? But the reality is we take it for granted. There wasn't some drug, there wasn't some, healing occurred. The body has the ability to heal it. So 2 weeks, 3 weeks go by, you're like, wow, geez, how are you feeling? Geez, I'm feeling better. My bronchial or sinus or whatever is better. Didn't take any drugs. It went away on its own. It didn't go away, if you will. Your body fought it off. It's important to understand that. So getting back to what I was talking about initially, breast cancer, when we look at that, I think, I read these studies on breast cancer, and they talk about the breast cancer gene, whether it's estrogen positive, whether it's estrogen negative. I don't even want to designate the breast cancer separate from the rest of the body, per se. We've got plastics now in our environment, that, these hard plastics that we're cooking in. Bad idea. Don't heat things up in plastic. Don't put them in a microwave. When you do that, it melts a little bit of the plastic and you ingest it. It can cause cancer. They're called Z-estrogens. They're chemicals that are similar to estrogen. If you do that repetitively, they can be found in clear plastic wrap. They can be found in hard plastic containers. I think they're BPAs. BPAs are very, very toxic for the body. So get rid of that junk. Cook them in earthware. If you're even going to use a microwave, which I'm not a big fan of, you know, heat things up in a pan or heat things up in something ceramic, something that's inert, something that's not going to react with your food. Really important. We talk about vitamin D. Listen, vitamin D deficiency is bad for anybody. You know, the idea that it causes breast cancer, I think any deficiency of any important nutrient in the body can lead to any weakness, which can lead to cancer. I don't think it's specific to breast cancer. It can lead to heart disease. Vitamin D is a very strong antioxidant, kind of like a vitamin C. So, you know, being deficient in vitamin D does other things, is a problem. So, you know, are you eating well? Are you in good sunlight? And are you supplementing your diet with some good vitamins? I think it's important. Are they food-based vitamins? You know, I hear people, I don't take vitamins. I don't like to swallow pills. You don't have to get a liquid vitamin. You know, if I drop something and it falls to the ground, you know, whether you believe in gravity or not, it drops to the ground, right? I mean, it drops to the ground. So it's the same has to be true, this idea, I believe in this or I don't believe it. Listen, it's not a belief, it's a scientific fact that commercial farming and so forth has depleted our soil, and therefore we don't get the same nutrients that we did before. Secondly, we live in a chemically based world. There are many more chemicals. We're being bombarded with toxins and chemicals that never existed on the planet before. Whether it's through genetics, whether it's through evolution, whatever your belief system is, whatever science you want to read and kind of fall in line with, the reality is those chemicals never existed. Therefore, my body wasn't designed. It's like putting a new fuel in, you know, going up to a gasoline car and putting hydrogen into it. I mean, or diesel into a gasoline. It's not going to work. The car's like, I don't know how to handle this. I don't know. I'm not set up for this. You're putting junk in your body. It's going to make it sick. It's going to affect how well it performs. It's going to weaken your immune system, weaken my immune system. All of a sudden, all those cancer cells that make it every day become tumorous and causing cancer. So what do we need to do? We need to eat very well, nutritiously, frequently and nutritiously. We need to eat living food. We talked about that for the last few weeks. Try to lean more towards organic, staying away from pesticides and herbicides. We want to have grass-fed, not grain-fed, grass-fed meats. Your beef, for example, should be grass-fed. Okay, you want to have, like I said, living foods. Try to have those throughout the day. You want to make sure you're well rested. When we deplete ourselves from sleep, our immune system drops. It makes us much more prone to being sick. We need to exercise. Moving around, staying active physically, right? Believe it or not, increases blood cells. Your body works better under gravity. Therefore, white blood cells are more active. You make more. Your body cleanses itself better by doing more exercise. So extremely important just with exercise. We want to make sure you drink a lot of water. Your body flushes itself. Every time you drink good, clean, pure water, your body has ability. It says, hey, I'm going to clean myself. I'm going to cleanse myself. Really important. So good, clean water. Really important. So what do we got? We got good nutrition, right? We got exercise. We got water. What about our positive thoughts? We talk about that every week, and I've had health kicks on it every week. You know, what you think directly affects how healthy your body is and how well your body works. So really important. And as a chiropractor, I can tell you scientifically that if your nervous system, if your spine's crooked, the messages with your brain trying to tell this what to do, or your body telling your brain what it needs, that's affected. It gets sick, and the immune system gets weaker. You're more prone to getting sickness, disease, illness, including, yes, cancer, if your spine is sick. So chiropractors adjust the spine to make sure all those messages, those signals, those commands, that data can get to the body and tell the white blood cells and the rest of the body what to do. So really important. Doing that regularly will prevent you from developing cancer. I want to say that again. Doing all of those things regularly will prevent you from developing cancer. If you have cancer, doing everything I talked about regularly will help you fight off cancer, will help you win the cancer and preventing it from coming back. This idea that I'm supposed to swallow down a bunch of pills so I don't get cancer, I'm 100%, I'm right on video, I'll say this right clear out, I'm 100% against it. I think it is disgusting to put toxic chemical drugs into your body in an effort to prevent cancer when I believe those drugs will not only lead to you developing cancer, but lead to you developing other problems. Okay, and when I read those studies put out by those drug companies, you know what they do statistically? They take out all the other stuff. They take out all the people that have this side effect and that side effect, and they disqualify them, and they purify and clean up statistical data so they could say, hey, look it, this is how great this works for me. Listen, let me do a study of Let me take 1,000 women with breast cancer and say, look, you're going to eat regularly and organically. You're going to exercise every single day. We're going to make sure you're meditating every day. We're going to make sure you get a good night's sleep. We're going to make sure you drink a lot of water. We're going to make sure you're seeing your chiropractor regularly. Let me do that. I will blow away any drug study that's ever come out on the treatment, even though we don't treat, but on the treatment of cancer. I don't mean chiropractic, that approach will blow away anybody. That's all you got to do. But listen or not, if you are going to do the drugs, if you are going to follow that type of regime and treatment, by all means, at least do what I'm telling you, because that's why you got cancer in the first place. Guaranteed it. Okay, you got to remove those chemicals, those toxins, those poisons in your body, put good nutrition in your body, and do all the rest of those things. All right, guys, this has been Dr. Joe Borio. Thanks for listening. Thanks for all the great comments that we've been getting from you guys on a regular basis from all over the world, from Canada, New Zealand, and where else did I get some? From Mexico and South America, Peru, and Costa Rica. It's so unbelievable. So it's really exciting to see that some of these messages are getting out to people and hopefully offering a lot of insight and value to people all over the world. So thank you very much for that. This has been Dr. Joe Borio with This Week's Health Kick. Remember, exercise, drink a lot of water, sleep well, positive mental thoughts, right? What else? Great, healthy, who needs it? Mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, cousins, co-workers, regular chiropractic care. Have a great week. Enjoy time with your family. I'll talk to you guys next week.